how we clear the low self-worth that has us connecting sexually with individuals in ways that we are not responsible, we're not taking accountability, and that's sort of creating a transference of karma where we're sort of just downloading each other's iCloud, but we're not really transmuting any of the energy. There's not much collaboration or intentional direction within the sexual encounter, because in order to have that sexual, that we call that higher sexual encounter, where you're the sexual energy, the creative energy is really unlocking the entire energy system, you need trust, you need friendship, you need a responsibility, accountability, and you need to loosen up, and your inner child needs to feel welcomed. And how we make our child feel welcomed within the sexual experience is through trust being earned and respect being earned, right? So, with harmonious relationships, when we're coming from, when we're coming from like one night stands and mindless sex, miscellaneous and random sex, we're coming from a place of, I don't want to be committed. I don't really want to be connected. I don't really value having partnership, and I don't really feel that I'm adequate or that I'm good enough or that I'm worthy to actually have a harmonious relationship. And that can come from seeing our parents fight it out in our childhood. It can come from abandonment within our childhood from one of our parents or both. That can even come from just a program that was given to us that somehow we are not, we're not relationship type, right? So, there's so many kind of sort of root kind of programming that we were introduced to that kind of sunk into us very deeply, that has caused us to, again, we want to feel intimacy because that's a part of the human experience, and yet we're not really wanting to be committed, and we're not really wanting to share ourselves because we don't think, we don't think that what we have to share is good enough. Right. So, a lot of times, that when I stand, it's not even deep sex. You're not even really sharing you're not even really sharing anything, right? Because, you can, share sex and just pound it out and, a good time and experiment in that way. But, the sharing I'm talking about is the sharing of your inner child. And that's what true intimacy is. When you're sharing your inner child, you feel playful, you feel safe. It's very important. You feel playful, you feel safe, you feel very youthful, you feel energetic, and you feel that there's a friendship, right? That there is a sort of, there's unconditional love that very few people experience in in that. I don't think you experience at all in a one night stand, miscellaneous, mindless random sex, because it's very about me, right? It's very much about what I want. And when you're in a relationship, it's not about you. It's about the collaboration. It's about the team, that we are actually better when we're both, like the tribe, right? The saying of the tribe, we're stronger when we're united and we're together, right? So a lot of that can be about like, I want to get the boost, and they have their own agenda and we have our own agenda, and we're not sharing our agendas, and we're trying to get something from each other, and we want to feel intimacy, but we're not. So how we build up faith in relationship is starting to first build faith in ourselves, and starting to feel a connection to our inner child, and connection to creation and infinite, and starting to feel the healing magic of our own talents and gifts and strengths. So when we start to connect with the sacredness of our sexual energy, we're starting to really work on our creativity, right? Because, creativity is the greatest healer and the greatest sort of pathway towards raising our self-worth and raising our consciousness, raising our kundalini. And, when you start to befriend yourself, you're going to be a better friend to your, relationship. And relationship can, especially when there's sex involved, there's also a sense of a deeper exploration because you actually feel confident and secure enough to speak, to vocalize what you want. So if you want to try these, these different things, or if you want to do these different positions, or, these kind of, you're more likely to kind of explore those things because you're actually friends, and this is a relationship with a baseline of trust and respect to do that, right? Because you've both kind of, earned and earned the respect, right? So you feel worthy of sex. That's the thing. People need to feel worthy of sex with this person, right? And you don't feel worthy of sex with this person, which is a high spiritual teaching, when it's just given to you, right? You didn't have to do anything. You didn't need to do discipline. You didn't have to really show up. You didn't really have to really pass any tests, learn some lessons, clear some karma. So in relationship, it is a lot more enjoyable to emerge and to explore and to discover and to have an adventure, and it's a deeper relaxation, a deeper healing experience because of the worth you bring to it. When you feel worthy, you really share, right? You've noticed that with people who feel really worthy, usually share in a lot more of a bold and kind of energetic and positive and creative way, because they feel they value themselves. They have a relationship with their talent, their gift, their strength. So they're like, here, I want to share because I have so much worth. Right? So, to build faith in relationship is to have faith in your talents and gifts and your strengths, to start developing them, starting to honor them and value them and starting to cherish them and appreciate them, right? Because then when you share that what you do in a sexual experience, it's going to be a lot more of a journey, an adventure, an experience of your worth, rather than just experience of the hot moment, the lust, the cardinal, the kind of, the quick release, get the edge off, or, things where we want to feel intimacy, we want to feel love, but we just don't feel quite ready, or just don't really feel worthy to have a deeper experience of a relationship where we can really feel a journey with this person, which is more than just the spiritual. There's an emotional journey. People, when you have sex with someone, it's an emotional journey as well. It's actually a spiritual journey and a psychological journey, right? So, when we're just jumping the gun, it's like we're having this journey with someone that we haven't really built up a kind of teamship with them, like a sort of collaboration with them, even like a business partnership, right? You want to make sure that, you share a vision, right? You have a similar vision, right? So that you're not clashing in conflict. And how we get to know our vision and the vision of our sexual experience and the journey we have with it, and the kind of transformative kind of creative, impact of it, is through really getting to know our worth through our talent, our gift, our strength, and develop that through craftsmanship. So then when you share your energy, you're going to be like, wow, like I really have good energy. I don't just, want to share it with just somebody. So people who, don't really feel they have good energy, they kind of just, share it with anybody, right? Because, they don't see in themselves the potential, the great potential they have for their inner child to really create, their sexual prosperous connection that can really develop their energy system, right? Because maybe they never seen it in childhood, they have, maybe sexual trauma, some kind of programming around that. So again, it's the faith in yourself. It's the relationship with yourself, being committed, being accountable and responsible for yourself in the way that you are really starting to maneuver through time and space in a way that's more imaginative, that's more expansive, that's more visionary, that, affirmation, visualization, in a way where you're starting to really get to know how your self-esteem in the way that you participate and you practice and you learn and you grow and you excel, right? And we don't need to do that through sex. Sex is really a sacred experience we have because we really are ready, and we've emotionally connected, we psychologically connected, we've been in collaboration, we've done some creative work together, and now we're ready to experience the sexual connection, which is about emerging in a way where we can really experience the creativity in a very in a very cosmic way, right? In a deeply relaxing and trusting way. It's like I trust you enough to fully relax with you in the sexual energy with you, in a way where we can really bring that relaxation into a purposeful healing for us. Because the sexual, when you really relax, which a lot of people are not relaxing and just pounding it out like some porno and not really relaxing, right? When you really, really relax in it, and again, it could be hot, fiery, but you really, really relax. There's so much healing that can rise up, that can repair a lot of sort of wounds, or even relationship scarrings, or relationship parental wounds, or some scars, past lives, and it can really build up, really repair, just like when we do Kundalini yoga or white tantric yoga. You can really build up the energy system in a very highly magnetic caliber, right? And that's, but a lot of people don't experience that type of, because the when I stand, you don't develop the energy system, because first of all, you're not relaxing, you don't trust them, and when you don't feel worthy, you also don't trust yourself. So then it's like you're trying to open up the energy system, but you're not very grounded, you're not really integrated, you're not really in relationship with it, in a connection with your energy system. So it's hard to see it kind of move when you're kind of disjointed from it. You're not really kind of in it, going within with it, right? It's not intentional. So just wanted to share about the one night stands, mindless, miscellaneous, random sex, and how we can really we can learn what that is, and how we can really evolve beyond that kind of sort of cheap way of trying to gain something within ourselves that we think we need from a person, but really we have to build up within our own relationship with ourselves.